Continuing our at-home series, let me give you a couple of ideas for some simple exercises that will keep your upper body strong. So hopefully you have some weights. You'll need some. Go grab some and then turn this on again so that we can work together. All right, got what you need? Here we go. First thing we're going to do is just warm up our shoulders a little bit. So we want to just loosen up a little bit and warm up the shoulder cuff rotators. So hold both arms at 90 degrees flexion in the elbow. And try and have the elbow just be right underneath your shoulder. So not out, not tucked in, not forward, not back, but straight underneath. So the upper arm is perpendicular and the lower arm, the forearm, is parallel to the floor. Got that? So we're here. Stand strong, find your neutral posture, let your knees go soft and relaxed, stand like an athlete, and simply open and close to wherever you can and still maintain your neutral posture and not have to change the positioning of your upper arm. All right, good. So just warming up a little bit. Inhale, open, exhale, close. And you can do anywhere from 15 to 25 of these. Now, if you don't have weights at home, you could always fill up 2 water bottles, hold them in your hand, and do that. Okay, just make sure they're equally filled so that the resistance is even for you. All right. Maybe do a few arm circles in each direction. Roll out your shoulders a little bit. Again, in each direction. Good. All right, let's grab our weights. So you'll see I have 2 sets of weights here. And maybe you don't have that. But if you do, we're going to start with something a little bit heavier. So I've got 10 pounds here. Some of you might use 5 or 6 or 7 pounds here. And some of you might go into 15, 20, or even more. So come onto a bench or maybe a coffee table in your home. If you have an exercise bench, that's great. That's what you should be using. I'm just using this simple bench. And with the weights in your hand, bring them up above your shoulders. So the arms are perpendicular, and then open up the weights so that they are parallel this way. Okay, so from here, as we inhale, we're going to bend the arms, open, and exhale, squeeze the chest wall and press up. Inhale down. Oh, that feels great. Exhale up. So a couple things you want to be careful of is you want to stay within that plane as if your hands were between 2 walls. So try not to deviate. Don't go forward and back from there. And don't open too low. So one of the ways you can sort of control that is that as long as you can see the weights in your peripheral vision, you're pretty well okay. If it starts to hurt the front of your shoulders because you're going down too far. So you could just start with 90 degrees. This can also be done on the floor, but you wouldn't have as great a range of motion. So there's your basic chest press. Let's go to the chest fly. So once again, we're going to take the 2 weights, maybe go a little bit lighter this time, and bring them up and keep your palms turned inwards. Now round the arms like this, and then open the arms like the wings of a butterfly, and then squeeze from the outside of the chest wall, bring them together. Inhale, open, exhale, close. So for this, you'll definitely want to go lighter than you did with your other weights, with the chest press. Inhaling, exhaling. Again, a couple of things to watch out for. Stay in the same plane, so there's no movement upwards or downwards. And the arms maintain their shape. So here's a little tip. Oops. Here's a little tip that I give my clients. Just picture this. So take one arm for now, and imagine that that arm is part of a fancy new wrought iron fence in your yard. And for some reason, you decided that you wanted to have a curve in that fence. So, in the fence gate. Okay, so this is your fence gate. So the hinge is at the shoulder. When you open and close that fence gate, it doesn't change shape and it doesn't come off the hinge. So it doesn't bend more, it doesn't straighten more. It stays exactly in the same position. And the other thing is, it doesn't come off the hinge, so it doesn't unhinge like that, or it would come off, the gate would fall off. So see if that helps you. Try this again. So think of that wrought iron gate, open and close, and open and close. Good. All right, let's try one for our back now. So what you can do is take your weights, put one on one side of your bench and one on the other. And you could use a chair for this as well. So you're going to bring your leg onto the surface of the bench or of your chair, and then give yourself support and flex from the hip so that you're at 90 degrees. Let this arm hang down right underneath your shoulder. You'll notice this knee is bent. And I like to call this the lawnmower. So imagine that you're trying to start your lawnmower and you want to engage not from the arm, but from your back. And pull up, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. There we go. Try the other side. I just realized I got the breathing mixed up on you. Sorry about that. I'm still new at all this online video stuff. So actually, a little tip for your weight training, exhale on the effort. So inhale before you start, and then exhale as you lift. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. So that's your bent over standing row. Good? All right, next. Make sure you take lighter weights now, much lighter, or perhaps try this with no weights. So sitting on the edge of your chair, or of your bench, legs in front, you're going to have a neutral spine and lean forward at about 45 degrees and let your arms hang underneath your shoulders like this to begin. And think again of the action of a butterfly's wings. So we're going to do a rear fly, seated, bent over rear fly, and lift and down. And lift and down. Exhaling on the effort. So exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. There you go. Okay, so now you will still use your weights. Stay with the lighter ones. I'm just going to take this out of the picture for now. But you could just move sideways away from your chair or bench. Grab your lighter weights. So before I forget, a word of caution. You should always be consulting with a medical professional to make sure that you have the okay to exercise. And it's not okay to be in pain when you're exercising. So if you're in pain, listen to your body, stop, go lighter, modify, or completely omit doing certain exercises. So here's an example of an exercise that is great for strengthening the deltoids of the shoulders, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend it if for any reason you've ever been told that you are prone to osteopenia or osteoporosis, particularly of the cervical or thoracic spine. Here we go. So bring your hands up above your shoulders like this, and you're simply going to press straight up. So remember, we want to have that neutral posture, engage your core, and inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale. There you go. So that's your overhead or military press. And then we have a lateral or side raise. Like that. And when you're doing that, you don't have to come too high. So it's not all the way up here. It's kind of just around shoulder height, maybe a tiny bit higher. And you have a forward press, which kind of looks like this, engaging the core, coming forward. So there are 3 basic shoulder exercises. So these are very traditional, very basic weight training exercises that you can do anywhere as long as you have some form of resistance to work with. Thanks for being here. See you next time.